Hello, all. Welcome to another edition of Damage Per Podcast. I am your host, Jesse Bartell, and joining me today is if you see, get your Glock if you see Tupac. First of all, fuck your bitch and the click you claim.
That is what I say all the time.
It's how you roll. Is that how you roll up to work? Just singing
Oh
Tupac?
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm like Michael Bolton at the start of Office Space. What if somebody walks by, lock the door, and turn the radio way down?
Yeah. Whoopsies. Joining today is not Tupac. Is we know he's alive in Cuba, but it's not Tupac
Right.
podcasting with us. It is Mitch Reeves. Uh,
It is.
tis you. Where were you the night Biggie Smalls was shot?
uh, Not New York. So.
We are here today to talk about the one, the only Mr. Alan Wake, Volume
Ooh,
2. Alan Wake 2
yes.
is yeah, we'll call it Alan Wake 2 video game, the video spoopy game of the century. Finland's most expensive product.
Mm,
Did you know that? This
I
is
did
what
not.
yeah, it so Alan Wake 2 cost about 70 million euros to make
Oh my
between
God.
between development and marketing, and it is considered the most expensive product that's come out of Finland.
I mean, well worth it in my opinion, but I did not know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, they spent a lot of money. I mean,
It shows,
it
yeah.
looks like an expensive game, but
It sure
like
does. Yes.
but like 70 million is crazy.
I mean, yeah, it's like Marvel money almost.
I know. God, that's why they were like, okay, we're gonna put out a physical copy now. So let's see,
Yeah,
7 million euros is yeah, it's comparable. It's about 80 million
it's
dollars.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, good job, good job, Remedy Games,
Yeah.
for bankrolling. Well, Epic Games bankrolled it, but you know what I
I
mean.
was gonna say, like, even imagine even like being like, we're gonna need this much for this thing.
I know it's crazy. That's so crazy. But I bet Tim Sweeney was just counting his Fortnite money at a desk like Tony
Oh yeah.
Soprano, and he just like threw it at them when
Yeah.
they were
How
like,
much? Get
"Yeah,
out of here.
we
I'll
got
make your silly little game.
yeah, we got AI Darth Vader. We don't need you." Have you seen those videos? It's insane.
No, I saw that something about they may be in trouble for it or something, but
Yeah, big
it's
time. You know why? Because
no, it's Fortnite. I didn't look no further. I was like, I'm
because
not interested. It's
well,
like,
the thing is the internet be interneting, right? So
oh yeah.
like they were like, okay, so we'll train the AI not to say curse words or encourage children to buy V-Bucks or whatever it is.
Mhm.
But like people just like found a way around the language to make Darth Vader say like "come dumpster" and like whatever.
Oh,
Like,
nice. No, I had no
yeah, they
idea.
they got him to say like really inappropriate things, that probably wouldn't be added to the like foul word lexicon.
Nice.
Yeah. So, you
Darth
know,
Vader's out here reading the Urban Dictionary to children.
yeah, like I don't know what they expected though. Like what do you, when you
Yeah,
give that amount of like choice to children, I mean, what do you
right,
think they're gonna do?
right,
I mean, if
exactly.
if I were a 12-year-old and I could get Darth Vader to say anything, do you know how long I'd spend him to trick him to say like the most inappropriate thing?
Yeah, for sure.
I'd be trying to get him to say all horrible things. It would,
Yes.
it would have been great.
Yeah.
Anyway, more on Fortnite later. No, I'm just kidding. Um, So we have crossed the oceans of Remedy games to get to Alan Wake 2, which I'm very excited to talk about. But we haven't talked in a minute, so I was just wondering if there's anything recently, Mitch, that you were playing, you're excited to play.
Yeah,
Uh
yeah.
what we got? Any Destiny updates? Marathon looks like it's gonna tank
Looks like
Bungie.
Marathon's in a whole lot of trouble.
I think Bungie's in a whole lot of
Bungie's also in a lot of trouble. Yes. No, I guess the Harris apartment was another one of the reasons why it took me so long to finish Alan Wake was this episode 3 or whatever it was. Heresy was probably the best Destiny's been easily since the final shape, and even I would say even then, it's been a long time
Damn.
since Destiny was that good.
Hmm.
They nailed the heresy, which is why it's so disappointing to see all this shit happen. It's always like this. Every time they do something great, then they just shoot themselves in the foot immediately after.
I know
It's
it's
like
really it's rough,
final
man.
shape, and then the next thing they're like, everybody loved the final shape. Anyway, we're laying off like 200 people. Oh, that's okay. I thought everybody was going to be like happy now. We're back to our golden aimment now. But yeah, that was really good. And then, like I said, I got super into Alan Wake. Unfortunately, I didn't get to play it as quickly or as often as I wanted to, as into it as I got.
It's a lot longer than you think it's gonna be.
Well, it's that, but also it's like, oh man, work and and
Katie
you know,
got the kiddo.
yeah, and it was just difficult to get sit down and just play for hours. I wish I could do that, but I just can't. Um, but yeah, and when I got done with that, I was like, I immediately started Max Payne, so I'm done with it.
You're already done with Max Payne.
Oh yeah,
Max Payne's quick though. You can, I
it
mean,
is.
it gets so like the difficulty spike from what I remember at the end. It gets a little nuts
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they just start throwing like all the dudes at you in the
Oh yeah,
room
right. Yeah,
as opposed to like I don't know like making it like it doesn't like they don't get more creative with like how you play the game. It's just like throw
right.
more guys at you.
Yes, that's all it is. Yeah, yeah. Um, but I picked. So I didn't go right into two.
Uh-huh.
I started Dredge. Dredge finally hit Game Pass,
Oh yeah.
and man, is that a good game?
Man, I've got a copy, Switch copy with all the DLC ready to go, and I've just been sitting on it. But
Oh
so
yeah,
this is inspiring me to want to play it
it's
because
so good,
I
dude.
heard it's
I was
so
like,
dope.
I've been looking for sales. Every time there's a sale, I look for it.
Hmm.
Because I'm good. I know the physical is expensive now, so I was just like, I'll just download it whatever. And it was like $20, $15, and I was like, man, let's hit that $10 sweet spot. And then I one of the game stores on the PC gave it like just gave it to me for free, and I was like, oh, I was like, maybe I'll play it on the PC. And then Katie took my PC, and
Damn it, damn it, Katie.
so I was back to looking for sales, and then it ended up on Game Pass, and I was like, fucking finally, that's perfect. And
Hmm.
so and so now I'm gonna track down a physical copy because I like it so much. But that's really good, and I finally started the
Well,
Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
sorry, go back and talk about
Oh sure,
Dredge. I mean, Dredge is kind of like a role-playing boat game. Is that the
yeah.
best way to play
It's
the word?
like it's basically that. You start the game like you're rolling into this fishing town.
Hmm.
At night, you crash your boat, and the mayor's like, "Hey, I'll give you this tiny shitty boat, but you gotta like pay for it." And then after you
Oh,
pay off your debt,
he Tom Nooks you.
yeah, I guess I don't know. I've never played that game, but uh, not an
Like
AC.
he pretends that he's doing you a favor, but he just puts
Yeah,
you in like ridiculous amount of debt.
yes,
Yeah.
it's really not bad though. Like the first few fish you catch pays off your debt, but
Oh, okay.
and then you go fish, and then there's like it's very Lovecraftian, or I guess Lovecraftian light.
Uh-huh.
You have like weird people who come up to you and they're like, you don't go out at night, right? And you're like, why? And they're like, just don't go out at night. And
The fish people will come and get you.
right, it's like so that's kind of part of it. But as you like, go around and like the fish guy that runs the fish market guy, he'll give you like certain fish you have to go catch, and it'll give you a general idea as to where they are, and you go and kind of and it's very simple fish. It's not like a sim or anything. You just you just hit the X button when the little arrow gets into the little colored portion of the bar, and that's about it.
Nice.
But then you like, you do other stuff. You start to dredge, and there's another thing that I can't even do yet, where it's deep sea stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then, yeah, a lot of the quests, they ask you to catch specific fish that are only around at night in these certain areas, and there's a little eyeball kind of sanity meter at the top, and the longer you're out in the dark before you go and rest, then the more weird shit you start to see.
Yeah, just like real life, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for me, for sure. Like I'm back at the house, but still, it's over for me. I ain't been out at night, and I couldn't tell you when. But yeah, and it's just I love, love. I know he's not, um, the most PC person. HP Lovecraft is not. you know,
He
universally
certainly
loved.
he certainly wasn't. He was
No,
not he was not the nicest person in the world.
no,
But we do love the imagination he brought with
yes,
him and also the way
I
well we
like,
don't we also his fears of the other.
I like, I like fish monsters and tentacles and things. So,
Yeah, what the fish people represent, we can't it's
right,
we
yeah,
gotta be careful
yeah.
always, but hey, fish people nonetheless is really scary and weird.
Hmm.
So yeah.
It's also
Um,
it's a surprisingly like big area that you get to navigate, and of
oh,
course
nice.
you can get yourself into trouble if you're still kind of towards the first of the games. You have to upgrade the boat and get your speed up and get better lights so you can be out at night longer and this and that. So that's where the RPG kind of stuff comes in.
Hmm.
So it's you could get yourself into serious trouble if you go too far out and it's the night and the sanity meter starts popping off. Then there are things in the water that will put it into your game.
Lovecraft actually, he just shows up and he just
Yeah,
starts yelling. He starts yelling racial slurs at you.
yeah. He turns off your Xbox.
Yeah. Get out of my city. You're ruining the city. What a guy. Um,
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, that game just looks and sounds awesome. Like I've heard nothing but awesome things about it. So at
yeah.
some point I'm gonna pull it off the shelf and pop it
I
on
recommend
in.
it. I think it's a perfect Switch game too, to be honest.
Oh, because it's just like the format and the layout and all that.
Yes, format layout, just the look of it. It's just one of those things that I would love to like put something on the TV and just sit with the Switch in my hands and just play it till I killed the battery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Um, what the hell else did you play? Sorry.
Oh, sorry, Suicide Squad
That's
killed the
it.
Justice
Oh
League.
yeah, so what do you okay, so yeah, hot take, no hot take, what do we think?
Uh, you know, uh, it's not my favorite Rocksteady game, but
It's the most video game of last year or whatever.
yeah,
It's
well,
a video game of last year kind of feeling.
I bought the whatever the super duper edition, I think for $5 on the Xbox.
So you can't be mad.
So I'm not mad at it. I'm just playing it like it's a story driven. I don't. There's no the season pass shit is completely gone now. You can't even like you couldn't buy it if you wanted to. Um,
But what if it wait, what about all the people that did buy it?
I
What
guess they can still use whatever they got out of it,
this is crazy.
but yeah, it's blank. If you go to like that page and try to look at what was in the season pass, there's nothing there.
That's so depressing.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. I can't imagine Rocksteady wanted to make a games as a service game, a live service game.
Absolutely not. Why would they?
So them being forced to do it and it turning out so bad is very disappointing. But the thing is, the game's good. Like
Hmm.
the shooting feels good. I like the traversal. Like some of the characters are a little difficult to get a hang of. Like Boomerang is like, she's. I hope they don't ever make me play him again. But because I'm basically just playing as Deadshot,
Hmm.
and I like playing King Shark was a lot of fun.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know, man. I like the story. Brainiac's fucking up shit, took over the Justice League, and you're a bunch of screw ups out there trying to fight the Justice League. And I mean, it looks great. Graphics are good. That's all. Like I said, I'm digging the story.
But like comparatively to like the open world of like Arkham City or Arkham Knight, it's just
Mm.
not as
Uh,
robust or interesting.
it's not. It's no, it's not. It's well, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to leave the areas that I've been in yet or not. I don't know how
Oh,
much bigger
sure,
it
sure.
gets.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now it's kind of more. Well, the main thing I've been doing so far is chasing the Flash, who was fighting with Green Lantern because Flash hadn't been turned yet.
Oh, that's right.
So
That's right. That's the whole thing about them is they all
so they
turn,
were
yeah.
like, yeah, yeah. So they were like, you got to help the Waller's like, you have to capture the Flash. Do not come back without the Flash. Once she realizes he hadn't been turned,
Hmm.
and so we're Suicide Squad. Like, you know, I'm Deadshot. I don't have the Speed Force, and so it's like, look for him over here, and you go over here, and it's like, fight this wave of enemies. Ah, shit. All right, now go look for him over there. That's basically what I've been doing so far.
Uh-huh.
And then, of course, we didn't capture Flash. Green Lantern got no, actually, Batman showed up, and so the next thing you do is like we went into this like the Hall of Justice, kind of this museum
Uh-huh.
dedicated to the League. So Batman, evil Batman, turns out the lights and then just takes like turns beating the shit out of your entire like the entire Suicide Squad. Like he kicks all of your asses.
Nice.
And then yeah, and that's basically as far as I've gotten. Um,
Well, cool, man. I mean, for $5, I mean, you can't, like
yeah,
I
and I
said,
love DC. It's right up my alley, you know.
yeah, you can't be mad.
No,
$5. I don't know. Would you be if you spent $60 on it or 70? Like, would you be like, I feel kind of icky about this kind of feeling?
I well, I wouldn't have anyway. I don't do that.
I
It's
know.
rare for me to do that. But um, I probably would be like, man, this is not exactly what I wanted from the new Rocksteady game at
Hmm.
60 or 70. But I mean, I feel like I would have gotten that out of it. I wouldn't have done the. I did the same thing with Avengers.
Hmm.
I picked up Avengers for $9 on
Yeah.
the PS5, like when I just got my PS5 and I was wanting something else on it,
Hmm.
and I played it like a beat 'em up. I had a fucking blast. I really enjoyed it.
Nice.
So I expected this would be the same way, and so I just waited.
Nice. Smart move, my man. Smart move. Hopefully, it doesn't put Rocksteady out of
I
business.
I do not have the time or the desire for any other live service games in my life outside of Destiny. Like that's the one I've played thousands of hours and I've spent thousands of dollars on. Not again. I couldn't do it.
I know. Well, you know what? You won't have to play Marathon either because it's probably not going to happen now. We'll
Oh,
see.
I was not. Well, I no. There's no way
I
I'm gonna
know
play it.
you weren't going to do an extraction shooter anyway.
No.
So
Mm-mm.
sorry, Danny. Um. So cool, man. Cool. 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 Let's see. I played all of Super Mario Wonder and I loved it.
That's such a good game.
Oh my God, dude. What in the goodness gravy was is that?
It
That's a good game.
it killed my Switch, but I
Yeah.
loved it.
That was the Switch killer for you. Yeah, but that I mean I played so I was on a train from New York City to Pittsburgh, and it was a 9 hour train ride, and
Mm,
like solid 7 of those hours, many of which were consecutive hours, I
hmm
just played Super Mario Wonder and had a blast. It was
Yeah,
amazing. And I got through a majority of it in my train ride, and then kind of I just finished it up this week or early yesterday, the day before, something like
nice.
that. That's a great Mario. Like I thought Super Mario Odyssey was like top S tier. Nothing could beat Super Mario Odyssey for me. But I don't know. I don't think Super Mario Wonder beats that for me exactly, but it's a really close second.
It
Um,
does for me just because I'm not super into 3D Mario. I still
oh
like the
sure,
2D. Yeah.
sure, sure. Um, I think yeah. I think for me, I think I was also like I think Wonder was such a surprise, and it was like kind of like a
Mm,
refreshing take on the side scroller
hmm
Mario, like
Oh yeah.
especially after like Super Mario Brothers U, whatever.
Yeah, Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe or whatever it is.
Like,
Something I don't fucking
yeah,
know.
like I played that one on the Wii U,
Mm,
and then I played it. Maybe I played it on the Switch again. I forget, but pretty boring. Super Mario Brothers game in my opinion, not very exciting. I mean, I really liked 3D Land. Thought that was a good.
hmm
Thought that's a good Mario game, but it didn't feel like a proper Mario game. Whereas like this, yeah, this definitely was like, yeah, it's very special. Super Mario Wonder.
Yeah.
Good job,
Well, yeah, it
Nintendo.
does. Whereas, those, especially the brother, the U was kind of a return to form, right? But
Hmm.
in terms of just like bringing back simplistic 3D Mario, but Wonder did what all the other side-scrolling Mario's used to do, where it introduces new mechanics and weird-ass
Hmm.
new suits and characters and shit, and like changes the core gameplay.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they did a really good job with that. And I was just very pleasantly surprised. And I'm definitely going to go back to it to just kind of like, get all the wonder seeds that are left. And
Hmm
I did a pretty good job. Like I got a majority of the special levels and did those and stuff. So like I'm 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 pretty I don't know, like I'd say like 3/4 done with it, like as
hmm
a like
Like to complete
everything.
it, gotcha.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was man, what a good video game. So,
Hmm
if you guys haven't checked out Super Mario Wonder yet, get on it. Um, and then what else have I been playing? Oh, and then I started replaying Red Dead Redemption, but on my Switch, which has also
Mm.
been a great experience because the last time I played it was on my PS3, and that was a fine experience. But it's really nice. It's just a lot crisper on the Switch, and it just looks a little just they can only look so good, but I mean it looks a
Hmm.
little smoother in places, and it has all of like the stuff, the DLC and stuff packed in there.
Right.
But yeah, that's a good game. I like Red Dead
Yeah, I
Redemption.
love that. And for whatever reason, I've never played all the way through two.
I still, yeah, Sarah, she bought that for me. She bought me two. So, but then
I'm
I
gonna
heard,
have to because I want to beat it before six or
yeah,
for GTA
oh,
6.
GTA 6, yeah,
Yeah.
because in case Arthur Morgan shows up.
Well, who knows?
Yeah. No. Oh, that was the thing. I started playing a lot of GTA 5 again, which for whatever reason I was doing. I think the GTA 6 announcement or stuff, which is funny because like I don't like I don't know. Like I think it's I don't know, man. Like I like the new GTA, I'm like, yeah, I'll play it. I'm not like losing my mind about it, but at the same time I'm like
I never do. Like
kind
I like the games, but I'm
Mhm.
never like so hyped when a new GTA or something's coming.
I mean, the internet certainly is hyped, and then I'm
Yeah, for
happy.
sure.
I'm happy about it, but and I also feel like GTA 6 is going to be one of those games that they could do like midnight releases for and all that. So like,
Right.
we'll see. I mean, I'd like to. That might be fun to do. I'd do that. But we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I think for me, like GTA 4 is my favorite one
I love four. Yeah.
because it was like the perfect scope of like I like Nico Bellic, right? I
I
love
did
his
too. That's like the characters. Yeah,
yeah.
that's why I like that one the most.
Nico's just so wonderfully like lost in translation all the time.
Hmm.
And but also like the thing I like about that too is like the Liberty City is like kind of really like fully realized. It's a good amount of roaming, not too big, like not too small, like kind of thing. Story is really great. They kind of just
Hmm.
figured it out, right?
Yep.
And like with five, like five, at least what we have now. I mean, when five came out originally on the PS3, but I mean, character wise, like the only character I really love is Franklin. Like I think
Hmm.
Franklin's like my favorite. Uh, is the character that's like the kind of like traditional Grand Theft Auto character in the game, right? Like he's the one
Right.
who's like, sort of like having to make decisions based on his surroundings and not because of like necessarily he's a bad person. And then you have like basically Trevor who's like one note, he's like just like
Yes.
yelling the whole time and it's just kind of like it's not interesting. Like, Trevor's not interesting to me. And then you have Michael who's just sort of like a Tony Soprano character, right? Like sort of
Yep.
like, aged mobster. Well, he's getting back into the game again, but like, those two characters, like Franklin really made it for me. Like I liked Franklin's arc and I like his story, but um, yeah, I wasn't in love with the story in GTA 5 as much as I was with 4.
No,
And
me
I
neither.
thought the heists were cool and like all that, like that. I think that stuff's really well done.
Hmm.
Um, and it's just too fucking big, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a big game. It is.
I mean, it was the same thing with San Andreas. I like San Andreas, but it also was a game that had too much stuff in it, and I didn't like
Yeah.
that it had too much stuff. But I like the vibe of San Andreas a lot,
Yeah.
like that '90s hip hop,
Well, yeah, that's why I played Saints
Boys in the
Row after
Hood.
I
Yeah,
played it. Yeah.
yeah, boys.
I was like, I wanted more of San Andreas, and I was like, well, here's Saints Row. This was like a simpler, but kind of the similar before Saints Row got stupid.
Yes, Johnny Gat. Uh,
Jesus.
Anyway, so yeah, so I've been doing that, and well, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, and then hopefully next week I'll have a Switch too, I guess, maybe. We'll see.
Nice.
I'm gonna be doing that whole ridiculous thing because I did get one. I did secure one from Walmart, and then they
Mhm.
canceled it last week on me.
Oh shit.
It was the worst feeling. I was like, for weeks, I was just like, got my pre-order in. Don't have to worry about a thing. And like, just
Ugh.
so pumped. And yeah, then they canceled it and I like called customer service and called the store and they're like, yeah, it's just like an internal error. Looks like they're like, maybe they just didn't allocate enough stock or whatever. And like, you can't, it's dumb because they're all going to have extra stock on release day,
Right.
but you can't pre-order that extra stock. So even though my pre-order was canceled, it can't be allocated to a model or a unit that is, you know,
Yeah.
come extra stock coming in. So
Right.
the whole thing was just dumb.
Designated for some other purpose.
Yes, exactly. And they do that because, they're avoiding scalpers and this, that, and the other thing. So it's fine.
Right.
But so I'm going to go to a midnight release at my not local GameStop that's like 40 minutes away
Mhm.
and gonna spend the entire day
Mm,
I'm gonna spend the entire day just waiting for midnight. So that'll be fun. So
I wish you luck.
I know, and
I,
it's like at this point I'm just doing it out of spite because like
right, right,
there's no real reason that I need a Switch 2. Like I think like honestly, like I talked to you about this. Like I mean, I don't think that there's a console selling piece of software that's like you need to get this. You have to get it launch day, right, for this.
right.
Like I'm excited about it. I'm really excited to play the new Mario Kart, and my girlfriend's. I think she's more excited, and so like like that's fun, and like new hardware is exciting. There's no real
Yeah, for
reason.
sure.
There's no real reason. There's no new need for it. Like they're going to be supporting the Switch One for a while. You know, the library for the Switch One is incredible. They're going to be like I said, they're going to be putting Switch One games out for several years now. So like there
Hmm.
really isn't like you have to get this for whatever reason.
Right.
But now I just got to get it because I spent, I don't know, a month with it in my brain that I was going to get it now.
No, yeah, oh, I understand. Yeah, for sure.
And also the other thing is I'm really excited just to have Cyberpunk and all its DLC on one cart.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
I
crazy.
don't know what they do over at CD Projekt Red, like what magic they have over there.
Right.
But the first of all, putting the entire Witcher 3 and bonus content on one cart,
Hmm.
and with that said, it looked like they had to cut some corners, right? Like visually. But with
Right.
this Cyberpunk, it's like performs better than like
Jesus.
other play. Like I don't know how like it's black magic, man. I'm very very excited just to have that. And but anyways, so I'll report back and let you know if it was a success or not.
Yeah. And if you if you know of anyone or if anybody listening knows of anyone who's looking to get rid of an OLED for cheap,
Yeah, let
that's
your boy.
that's that's the route I'm going.
Yeah,
I
get yourself
just
an OLED. I love my OLED. I'm not getting rid of it because I have a light and I have an OLED and honestly like the OLED I'll keep for traveling probably for a while.
yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Um and like I said, the majority of how many Switch 2 games are going to come out this year that are like specific for the software, not just like, you know,
Yes.
Switch 1 games that just have faster load times. So,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'll report back. All right. So with that said, I think we'll move on to Alan Wake 2.
Oh,
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's right. We're
I
French
like it.
here. We're going back to Night Springs, baby. You know. Um all right. So Alan Wake 2, how did we get here? What happened? What's going on? Boy, oh boy. So Alan Wake 2 is one of the more recent games we've gone over. I mean, we've done. Oh, Hellblade 2, by the way, is gonna get a physical release.
Yeah, I gotta buy that. Yep.
That's really exciting. That's really exciting. I hope. I mean, there's also rumors it will come to the Switch too, which is also
Mm,
exciting.
nice.
We'll see. Anyway, video games. Alan Wake 2 was developed by Remedy Games, as we know, with their use of their Northlight engine, which I'm a big fan of.
Hmm.
And it was published by Epic Games, and you know Epic Games because they publish Fortnite. So there you go. What do you know?
Yep.
So yeah, no V-Bucks in Alan Wake 2, but there was Alan Wake 2 cross-promotional. You could like play as Alan Wake in Fortnite or something. I don't know.
He was in. I know he's in Dead by Daylight.
Oh yeah, he was in Dead by Daylight. Is that Epic Games? I don't. It has to be. It would have to be. So I don't know. Anyway, the game was directed by whoopsies. What do we got? What are we doing here? Oh my God. Was directed by Sam Lake and Kyle Rowley, and it was written by Sam Lake and a couple of other people, but it's mostly the product of Sam Lake, the
Hmm.
crazy Finnish man who's
Yes.
just seems like kind of just like goo goo
He's
ghoulish.
he's just living the life I wish I was, man. Just dude is having a ball. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, he has like, I mean, I would figure a guy like that would just be like super stressed all the time and like just be like really unpleasant, but he seems really funny and
right.
fun.
Yeah.
And he really likes being in his own thing.
Yes. Yes. And I love that.
We love that for him because he really enjoys being in yeah, he wants to be on camera too. And we
Hmm.
and we love that. And Alan Wake 2 is really,
Well,
really gives you a lot of screen time with Sam.
yes, yes, it does.
Um, and more power to him. So, in 2021, Remedy entered a contract with Epic Games to create two games. One of those games was the Alan Wake remaster, which we got, and the second one was Alan Wake 2. So they're done with their contract. They are a self-sufficient thing now, I think, moving forward,
Mm,
with Firebreak and then whatever the project is after Firebreak. Um, and they own the rights of Alan Wake 2. They bought that back for a couple million from Microsoft in like 2019 or something like that. So,
nice.
um, yeah, they bought that and they bought I think they bought the Quantum Break name back too or
Yeah,
something.
I
Yeah,
think you had said that when we did
yeah.
that episode.
So they're being pretty smart. They're not gonna let Microsoft beat them at their own game.
Right.
It seems like that's what they were moving towards, and now they seem to be completely independent. So, cool. That's probably the best decision until they're like, so they're not like bought out by somebody and then they just close them or something, or
Right.
put them in the Rockstar mines or the Call of Duty mines, or
Yeah, right.
like Rockstar is also one of those like places that just like swallows whole studios and then just makes them work on like asphalt textures for six
Right.
years. Boy, oh boy, it's gotta be like really just awful working at one of those companies.
I
I don't know,
know.
man. It seems like
I'd
it
go
would,
insane.
I
Yeah.
know. You just
Jeez.
people, I look at the liquid effects, liquid dynamics in the
Yeah.
bottles, and I was like, all right, guys, like, is the game good or not?
Yeah, right.
I
Yeah.
don't care about that.
I know. God, the fucking Spider-Man thing all over again
Yeah, I
with
know. Oh my God, bro.
the water fidelity or whatever. Get the
Hmm.
fuck out of here. It's a Spider-Man game,
Yeah,
dude.
is it fun to play or not? That's all I want to know.
Did you get to be Spider-Man?
Yeah, you get to be
Yes.
Spider-Man. Who
Who cares if there's
cares?
puddles?
And
Like, why is it so wet everywhere? Who cares? Like, leave it alone.
um, so we get Alan Wake 2. Comes out October 2023. But both you and I waited to get our copies because it had only released digitally. And both of us were like, we're gonna wait for a physical copy if there is one, to buy it. And a year later, they put out a physical copy for $80, and it had like all the DLC in it. Comes with a free copy of Alan Wake remastered.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like for the price, you get a lot of stuff.
You get a lot of stuff. It's just funny because it just seems like everything comes with Alan Wake. Like
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll
Right,
buy my Switch 2 and it'll be like, here, you got a free download of Alan Wake.
right.
Damn it. Um, so yeah, so I thought like, that was I think for $80 was a great deal. I think you even got it for a better deal though. I think you got it for like 50, right?
Yeah, 50 on Black Friday.
Yeah. So
Yep.
like pretty good.
Hmm.
But yes, I got the full priced bad boy, but I was very happy to get it. I think it's very much worth
I
pricing.
had already bought. I did buy the Alan Wake remaster prior though, so they got $80 out of me
So
anyway.
they got it out of you no matter what, man. See? That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. That's like
yeah.
Bethesda and me buying 4 copies of Skyrim. I know how it is.
Yeah.
If anybody ever bitches about buying the same game over and over, or like a
Yeah.
company like selling the same product to you over and over, just ask that person though how many copies of Skyrim they own, because you know
Right.
that they bought it more than once. Um, Also, funny thing happened. This is a total side conversation, but I thought it was really funny that like people started playing Battlefront 2 again
Yes. Yep.
because of Andor and just some
Hmm.
events that are in Andor, and then people are praising it like it's like the best Star Wars
Yep.
game of all time, and I'm like, wait, excuse, whoa, 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 did I not did I like did I wake up in another reality? Because like
Mm,
I remember everybody complaining about this
fucking
game.
internet, man. And that's
Yeah,
the thing.
like
It was always good. It was always a good game.
that's what I'm saying. Like, so what? So like everybody, like I understand. Like, yes, like I think the loot box situation was a bad idea, but like,
Mm,
but then they got rid of it and it was fine. But yet people still complained about it so much until
hmm
it shut down that studio, from what I remember. And
Right.
then and then and then like what? You guys come back what, a decade or whatever later, and you're like, this game is so good. This is base game, top tier S tier Star Wars game.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
wait, what? What? That's like the people who also are like there's like this weird camp of people who are like, yeah, Fallout 3 is actually a terrible game. And you're like, okay, all right.
Right.
What is this? What,
I
like
know.
I don't
Fucking internet.
understand.
It's the internet.
I
I hate the internet. I hate that I have to have the internet.
like it was so weird though, because like I try to avoid these like weird conversations, but like
Mm,
somehow like on YouTube, like there was just this video of this guy that was just like, Battlefront 2 is the best Star Wars game of all time. I'm like, what happened? Like, where did
right.
this? And then I like went down this rabbit hole where like I saw that like a lot of people were playing again, which is great. But
hmm
like at the same time, it's weird that like the whole narrative around that game changed so drastically after years of people just moaning about it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Anyway, I don't
The
know.
internet's crazy. The internet's full of crazy people.
Full of crazy people can't make up their mind. They're just like entitled video
And
gamers. They're like,
so, I know two people have to tell them what their opinion is before they can figure out what it is. So, and it just spirals.
it's also like I don't know, man. Like, anyways, mad. So Alan Wake 2. So at the end of Alan Wake, we have Alan. He is stuck in the dark place. He's written, his ending for his wife so that she survives and everything is fine in the town, but he's stuck in the not so great area. Um, so then this game takes place 13 years later, and we start with this character named Saga Anderson, who is a FBI agent, and she is tasked, or she is teamed up with Alex Casey, who is played by Sam Lake, but is not voiced by Sam Lake. It's voiced. Is that James? Was he voiced? Was Alex Casey voiced by McCormick?
Oh, I have no idea.
I forget. Anyways, so Alex Casey, played by Sam Lake, is with them to go investigate, weird stuff happening in Bright Falls. There's ritualistic murders, and of course, like there's a callback to like, yeah, by the way, all these years ago, we had, you know, the Alan Wake situation. So that's like a thing that happened, and people still talk about. And the game starts with Nightingale, who's a FBI agent who was in. I think he was in Alan Wake. I know he's definitely in.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, okay. He was in that. I was trying to think. He was like in something else too that I played. Well, he wasn't in American Nightmare. He might have been in American Nightmare too. Anyway, I forget it.
Probably because that happened after.
Yeah.
Because he showed up. He was in Alan Wake like briefly.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one that was like popping shots at people for that gate or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Just wantonly firing his gun.
Yeah. Um, so so Nightingale starts off. He's the one he's murdered from with this ritualistic, cult that they think is happening, and so basically you take control of Saga, and you are just going to figure out what is going on in this place and how it ties also to Alan Wake. And well, it's a long winding road, and it goes down very down, and it coils around and spins around, and it's dark and hard to see, but it all comes back to Alan and his alternate version, Mr. Scratch.
Hmm
And also the Anderson brothers come back. There are a lot of reoccurring characters, if you pay attention.
Yes.
And also the FBC from Control, they also play a large part in this story as well, which I think is just so cool. And at the beginning of the game, if you're walking around the lake area there, you can find an FBC unit that's there at the lake, kind of monitoring what's going on. Um, but yeah, there's just anyways, just a lot of great ties. Anyways, you play as Saga Anderson, and she is a absolute goaded FBI agent. And she's able to, in her mind, be able to put out like look at the case sort of like visually, and they allow you to do this in the game where you can pause it and you go into like this like cabin in your brain where you can walk around and you can put up sort of clues and things you found to help you solve the cases, which I think is a really smart way to kind of keep things going.
Yeah,
Um, and so she's trying to figure out all these connections with the cult, with the murders, with Alan eventually, and I don't want to get too far into the story at all because it's still a pretty new game, and I think there's
yeah.
part of the game is definitely uh, what you don't know, and but with that said, you do alternate to Alan, and Alan's in the dark place, and it is a different type of play style. So with Saga, it's a lot more grounded. It's a lot more figuring out puzzles and walking around. And yeah, there's combat, but it's definitely more like trying to do investigating. While Alan is a lot more also puzzles, but it's also combat heavy, and it's also um, it's very
I feel
like
like,
surreal. It's not
yeah,
very grounded. So like the laws like logic doesn't really necessarily apply the same
right.
way. Yeah.
I feel like Saga's portions were more exploration
Mm-hmm.
heavy, whereas Alan's were more puzzle heavy. Because a lot
Mm-hmm.
of even the puzzles for Saga are you're more like traditional uh, uh, survival horror type puzzles, like find
Yeah.
this key, do this thing, this, that, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then Alan's, you had the lamp or whatever, and you had to mess with reality and stuff a lot more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I liked to be honest, like I actually liked Saga's parts a lot more because I liked
Yeah, I did.
exploring the
Yep,
town. I liked kind
I
of
did too.
like looking for things and you're interacting with everyone in the town and it's just like all these weird things are happening and it's more Twin Peaksy.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yes. Yep.
yeah, where like Alan's is definitely more like feels more video gamey or I don't know, it feels more yeah, just more surreal or whatever, I guess is the word. But you are able to, at a certain point in the game, you're able to alternate between the two characters. So you can alternate between with the kind of oppressive button at certain locations, with the janitor's mop bucket from Control.
Hmm.
Um, and you can kind of go back and forth between the two characters, and you can explore like as much as you want with either character in their levels and get to a certain point in each part, basically. But I mean, I spent the whole time playing a saga, and then I got to a stopping point, and then went to a point, and then went with Alan and did through all of his stuff. I don't know
Oh,
if I'd
okay.
necessarily recommend that, um, because it's a lot harder to play through all of Alan's all at once, where Alan's
Yeah.
was a lot more fun to do like in chunks because it was like different. Um, but you can play it any way you want. But I thought that was
Hmm.
a cool way to kind of handle the structure and the narrative.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I alternated basically back and forth the entire time.
That's all. That's smart. I should have done it that way. Um, and yeah, and I think for me too, like Saga's parts had like the more scary, like there's a whole section where you go to like a nursing home,
Yeah.
and that whole section was just enough for me, like, because I was like playing it in the dark, like at my desk on a monitor,
Hmm.
and boy oh boy, like I don't know, man, like creepy old people just really get to me. And there's a good amount of that.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of good jump
For sure.
scares. And that section alone, I think, is probably the most memorable section for me.
Yeah.
Like because it was so like I felt so uncomfortable the whole time.
Yeah, that's your what was that? that one place that you didn't have to go in the I think it was Last of Us, well, not Last of Us 2, where you that fucking thing in the ambulance that chases you through that basement or whatever, and you climb
Uh-huh.
through that, whatever the
Yeah.
fuck that thing was called.
Uh-huh.
Like that was that part of this that section of this game was that moment from that game for me. I will never fucking forget it. Like I
That
don't remember what the hell it was called, but it scared the shit out of me.
yeah, it was a lot. And like for me, like Alan's parts weren't there's one very incredible I don't know, like might not be the best part to play, but I think it's the most creative and maybe the best like I don't know, best produced, directed, made part of the entire video game, and there's a sort of musical part, I guess.
It's original, if
Yeah,
nothing else.
it's very original and very weird. And when it happens, you kind of don't believe it's happening.
Yes, or how long it happens.
Or how long it
It's like,
happens. You don't know when it stops. You're like, okay, what is this? Um, I thought it was pretty amazing. It is really weird. So apparently, they really fought to leave that in there because there was some people at Epic were like, I don't know about that. They're like, and Sam Lake was like die hard about it like having to be in the game, so they kept
yeah,
it. So it is it's something. I think it's like you won't forget it basically.
yeah,
It
I
is
loved it.
yeah,
Like,
it's definitely next one with feeling Buffy kind of thing going on. Uh so yeah, it was a good time. And so yeah, I mean I think I definitely remember a lot of people complaining that, the inclusion of Saga and not all just Alan, but I don't know, like I feel like for me, like I
hmm,
think Saga's character was so good and like her in like dynamic with Alan makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
Um
I mean,
and
I could, if I had known I looked at no trailers, I knew nothing. So
mhm.
maybe if I had read going in, oh, you're gonna split, like same thing with like Halo, right? You know, like I
Right,
don't,
right.
you don't want to play with the Arbiter, but then you do it, and it's like, holy shit, his stuff's just as good.
Yeah.
You know, if I had known, I could have been like, man, I just wanted to find out what happened to Alan and this and that.
Mhm.
But then, like the fact that it starts you as her, I think is smart.
Mhm.
And and man, like you said, she's such a good character, and like I ended up enjoying her parts better than Alan's too. So
Yeah, I mean I think her story arc is a lot like is a lot like is like I feel like with Alan, like I feel like his story I don't know how to say this without I don't want to like ruin anything for anyone.
yeah, I don't want to either.
Yeah. But I think like, Alan's story is he's got to pretty much he's just got to survive, right? Got to
Hmm.
get out and survive. And Saga's like there's a lot of other things that she's balancing and also like her relation to reality. We know Alan's relation to reality is just broken.
Right.
So, with Saga, like there's like points where you're like, wait a minute, is Saga even a real person?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of questions you kind of ask yourself. So, and who knows? We don't
Right.
know. Alex Casey is a really good red herring because Alex Casey is a fictional character in Alan Wake's
Right.
books, but yet he's a real person, and they make fun of that at one point where they're like, what's it like having the same name as like the Alan Wake character, like in this
Mm-hmm.
that. So like that's a really fun thing to do.
It's a
Uh,
really smart like way that they like you kind of hinted at, but the way their stories weave together.
mhm. Yeah, absolutely, and I think Sam, not Sam Lake, but James McCaffrey, whatever his name. The guy passed away unfortunately. He the voice of Max Payne.
Hmm.
But like he does his like scenes with Alex Casey, sorry. Um doing like that Max Payne thing. Like he's almost a
Yes.
stand-in for like a Max
Yes.
Payne character
Yes.
where he's
Yes.
like reading off this like noir script that's very dramatic. Like,
Hmm.
like the rain was as cold as the day you left me when I was.
Right.
So like all that stuff is great and I can't wait to talk about like Max Payne 1 and 2 because you can like I'm guessing like going back to Max Payne, Mitch, that you see all of the seeds of like Alan Wake 2 like early on, like their writing style, the types of
Hmm.
characters they make.
Right.
Because like Alan Wake 2 is like, that's like that is the peak storytelling for, Remedy, right? Like I don't know if
I
they'll
think it's their masterpiece.
yeah,
Like,
I don't know if they could even make another game as good as Alan Wake 2. Like it's just like the most perfect. Well, no. It's not a perfect game, but I mean it's like the most mm, like it's like it meets its ambition. It like meets all these weird things that a lot of games would just stumble trying to do,
right.
and they pulled it off. And but
Hmm.
if you go back in time, and even if you go back to like we did like with the first Alan Wake and then like Quantum Break, like you can kind of see like these things
Hmm.
like growing. But even if you go far back to Max Payne, from my memory, I can even remember things that are like kept over, even just narrative choices, narrative style,
Hmm.
um, and like all those weird dream sequences in Max Payne, like
Right.
you know what I mean? Like
Oh yes.
they're like those were the parts that people always hated, but like you kind of are like, yeah, well, that's what kind of gave way to like the Dark Place stuff in a lot of ways.
Hmm.
So, um, yeah. Mm. But I would say like yeah, as like a piece of art, I just was like completely blown away by it. And
Yeah.
I think the way it ends too, like I think it just it it does all the things right, right? Like so
Hmm.
I guess the thing that's like you worry about, especially with Alan Wake, is that Alan Wake was kind of a goofy game, right? So you worry that like Alan Wake 2, which is like on paper looks more serious, that it's gonna lose its goofiness. It
Hmm.
totally doesn't, and like you just do things in the whole game that's so goofy, but it's so badass.
Yes.
And it's kind of like even in that part in Control, right, where like you put in the music and you like kick ass
Yeah.
through
Yes.
that through like that
Yes.
area and stuff like that like really is.
Well,
Mhm.
Control did have the goofiness and the humor. Just most of it came, as part of like the side quest stuff, like the
Oh
guy with
yeah,
the
sure.
refrigerator and whatever and shit like that. Like it had this. That's just our main character was fairly serious throughout, but there was still goofy stuff in there.
Hmm. Yeah, it was uh well, I guess what I'm saying is like you worry that like by the time they get to Alan Wake 2, that's like this big budget, big like important game that they'll like
Oh, right,
completely
right, right. They'll lose
that
some
they'll
of the
just like
identity.
lose
Yeah,
the weird goofiness that
right.
old video games have, but they make a very strong, not even attempt. They pull it off and make it really
Oh,
goofy
absolutely.
goofy at places, which you would think would take away
Oh,
from like
the brothers who
oh
make
yeah
the
the
commercials.
oh yeah so
Like,
I watched all of them.
oh yeah, me too. Like, but even then, like, yeah, like so many other like a fucking theme park based around coffee. Like,
Yeah.
it's just there's so many bizarre things.
Yeah, that whole thing, and yet it's completely terrifying when you're there,
Hmm.
which is also really funny. They got
Yeah,
a couple of good jump scares that got me too with that.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, but where was I gonna go with this? Um, but I think it's like moving from Alan Wake, seeing a lot of potential in Alan Wake, right? But like it's kind of held back by, I don't know, the time it came out,
Yeah.
sort of like the level design, like too much combat, like kind of stuff, right? Then moving to Quantum Break where, they were like, okay, we're gonna really focus on story. And like they do that, but they almost focus too much on story and they forgot
Hmm.
about like the rest of the game, but yet they put in a lot of cool like superhuman power things, and then you're like, oh, okay. So then like when they got to Control, they're like, perfect, we got it, we figured it out. Like
Hmm.
this is that. And then with Alan Wake 2, it was like, okay, what if we take that, then split it into two games, and then also turn it up to 11, you know?
Yep.
And that's
Yes.
what they did that and they pulled it off.
Yep.
Which it's just crazy. It's crazy to me. And I don't know if you played the DLC as well, because I did.
Not yet.
So the lake house is fine. I don't think it's like required reading kind of thing.
Mhm.
It's like a fun thing to do, but like it really didn't add much for me to the story.
Okay.
But the Night Springs episodes are pretty fun.
Okay.
Some I think there's like four of them, and like I would
Hmm.
say two of them are just like okay, but like the other two are like very much worth the price of admission.
Nice.
The first one in particular, it definitely starts really strong. Like the first Night Springs episode is like really fun to play. So
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, definitely recommend the DLC. And also once I beat it, it opens up that new game plus, and I'll get around to doing that because it has a different ending.
Oh,
So
really? Okay.
yeah.
Well, yeah,
Um,
I left it installed because I'm definitely going to do the DLCs. I just wanted to get through Max Payne and Max Payne 2 first.
yeah. Well, good. I mean, luckily Max Payne 2 is like 4 hours long, so you'll be
Yeah.
fine. Um, First Max Payne was probably like what, 8 hours, maybe a little less.
Maybe, yeah.
Forget.
It tends to take me longer because sometimes I don't know. I play things too cautiously sometimes. I feel like you could probably get through it if you just like go balls to the wall and like, fucking bullet time jump in slow motion around corners
Mm-hmm.
and shit constantly. But I'm also always like shooting myself in the foot with resource management in games because I'll use a base pistol all day long, thinking I might need a shotgun later,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm done with the game, and I'm like, God damn it, I could be using that shotgun, the whole time, whatever, the whole time. So,
Hey,
um,
Max Payne taught us that you can just eat pain pills to get your health back.
yeah, that's something else I had to like remind myself of. I can't just stand still here and heal like I had.
Yeah, you gotta manage your health, man.
Yeah, so it
Uh,
probably took me probably closer to six, but,
hmm
yeah, it wasn't.
Did you
It
play
wasn't a
you
long game.
played that backwards compatibility, right?
Yes, sir.
Isn't it so nice on there? Like they like
Hmm.
it's so looks like just really clean,
Yep. Yep.
loads
I tried
fast.
to I tried to take a video there. There's this one. I don't. Have you played it yet?
Have I played Max Payne?
Yeah.
Oh, I played Max Payne religiously as a child.
No, but I'm like recently.
Oh,
I don't know if you.
recently? No, like
Yeah.
maybe a year ago.
So the he's like, I got two friends or whatever, and then one guy shows up when they're in the subway, and he's
Yeah.
like, and then he ends up getting killed, and they think they like blame Max for it or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But Max's like introduction to that dude is the the player model, like, or whatever.
Yeah.
He walks through a wall. This like a wall explodes, and he just walks through
Oh
it.
yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah,
The
yeah.
look on
Yeah.
his face, because there's no facial animation. It's just the
It's just
player
Sam.
model. Yeah, it's like, yeah, just stretched over a polygon, right? But
Yeah.
it's the look on his face, dude. I was crying. It was so fucking funny, and I tried to like I saved it, but then when you bring it up on your phone, you can't see it because it's so small. But
hmm
God, it was funny. I was fucking dying.
Yeah, that's I mean, listen, man, Max Payne is just that was like, man, did I love that game when
Yeah.
I had the on my OG Xbox and I would just play it all the time. I loved it so much and was really taken aback with Max Payne 2 with A, how short it was, and then
Yeah.
B, I remember just being like, "What's all this story stuff? What is going on?" And then why does Max look different? That was the thing that also really bugged me because they like, I mean, in retrospect, I'm like, "Oh, okay, they made him look like James McCaffrey, right?"
Hmm.
And in the second one, because that's who is voicing him,
Right.
and it makes sense. And I like, in retrospect, I love James, so it's like,
Right.
he's in every one of their games, so like you can't be mad about it. But yeah, I remember like the Sam not looking like the squinty, I smelled something awful
Yeah.
Sam Lake face
Right.
to like a like composed looking like, detective man. Um, that was definitely different.
Yeah.
But yeah, loved Max Payne. I don't know, man. What else? You got any other thoughts on Alan Wake 2? I just think like all in all, it's just like I don't know. It's just like I said, I don't think that they could make a better game than Alan Wake
No,
2.
and I'm so glad to hear that they're independent, again or whatever, because Mac, if I almost said Max Payne, if Alan Wake 2 is what we're gonna get, because like you said, they've been putting these pieces together and building off each game and like, making the improvements and this and that. But now doing the integration of all of it,
Hmm.
if, I love, that they're going to be independent, they're going to have the money, and they can do whatever the fuck they want. That's
Hmm.
very exciting.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine, um, like you said, they'll do anything better than Alan Wake 2, but I'll, for damn sure be here to watch them try.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I mean, like, they do have Control 2 in development. I'm sure I'll be in my
Hmm.
40s when I see it, but it's
Yeah.
happening. So we have that to look forward to. And technically this year we do have Firebreak coming, and that's their first
Right.
project that is completely their project. Like that is,
Right.
and
Right.
it's not like a big, it's not a large scale project. They've admitted that it's just like this fun thing they wanted to make and make it for dads who can't play video games all the time. So
Hmm.
I think that's like, setting expectations was really smart of them.
Yes.
So I don't feel like, oh, like this is like, like, oh, the scale is wrong or something. But yeah, I mean, we'll get a better sense, I guess, with Control 2. They do have the Max Payne remakes coming, but that is still technically owned by Rockstar, so that will be published by Rockstar, even though they're
Oh,
developing
okay.
it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Which is fine. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure that's like a nice little extra paycheck for them. And they probably have unlimited resources with Rockstar, so
Right. Surely. That's
billions and billions
all
and
right.
billions of dollars over there.
Right.
Um, yeah, man. So yeah, we're gonna circle back. We're gonna come back and we're gonna play. Well, you already did it, but we're gonna talk Max Payne 1.
Hmm.
And the thing I like doing, the thing I like about older games though with this thing is that there's a lot more like postmortems to look up and
Right.
things, because most of the
Hmm.
interviews about Alan Wake 2 it's just like promotional PR stuff, and it's like it's just Sam Lake saying like, we are really excited to show you what happens
Hmm.
in the Night Springs DLC. And
Right.
it's just like I definitely like sort of the retrospectives and the postmortems they've done on their older stuff, because like especially like people talking about like even uh
Oh, we didn't even bring him up. Yeah.
Sean Astin. Oh yeah, Sean Astin comes back Alan Wake 2,
Yeah.
and he's awesome.
Yes, he is. It's a
He's
very
so good.
interesting character, but yeah.
Yeah, he also has a really great Night Springs episode. So
Oh, sweet. Yeah. That
yeah,
makes me
you
even
get you
more
get to put
excited.
you basically. Okay, never mind, I'm not gonna spoil it. It's fun. Anyway, so yeah, he comes back in Alan Wake 2, which was great because we love him. That's our boy right there.
Hmm.
Wait, you watched a movie recently with him in it. Was it good or was it awful?
I liked it.
Okay.
It was a different role for him. Uh, and if I don't know, like the idea of like kind of a Dollar Tree new Conjuring sequel or something to that effect.
Sure, man.
I actually thought it was pretty cool to be honest. I
All
really enjoyed
right.
it.
I
I
mean,
think it's called It Feeds.
yeah. How was he in it? Was he good?
He was very good, but like I said, he's it's a different role for him. So
Sure. Okay.
and
All
he
right.
does a great job in it.
Love our love our boy Sean, keeping it real.
Hmm.
Him and his brother.
Hmm.
Um, what was I saying about Sean Astin? Oh, we also like the Final Destination movie, both you and me. I
Yep.
wanted to say
Yep.
that, and I got to see it in 4D, which was, eh, I mean, it's cool, right? It's definitely like a gimmick and it's fun, right?
Hmm.
But like, I mean, it cost me $70 for two people to go see it there.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that wherever that country it was playing in, where the ceiling collapsed in the theater, they
Yeah,
probably had a more
they had IRL
they
Final
had a
Destination.
or scarier
Yeah,
experience for
they
cheaper.
they were living out the first section of
Yeah, right. It was
Final
somebody was
Destination.
like, "Who's having the premonition? Hands up! Who is it?" Like, it was like,
Oh my God, dude. That movie was a lot of fun though. That
yeah,
was
it
that
was.
was good
It
fun. Good
was
send off to Mr. Todd. And
that was great.
yeah, you can read it. Mitch wrote. I'm gonna link it in the notes, but But it was a good send off the Todd. But it was also, I mean, it was also just like it was a lot like the last one where I just thought was like just kind of gave up on it trying to be serious or something, where they were
Mm.
just like, okay, let's just have fun with this.
I also, speaking of, like, I
Hmm.
really liked how they messed with the formula for the premonition this time.
In what way? Sorry.
Like, because typically, like, when it happens, it's like, the person who's about to live through it sees it, and then
Oh, right.
it
Got
doesn't
you.
play the long game.
Yes. Yeah, no, the switch on the formula is pretty good, but there's like this like countdown too, right, for the characters because
Hmm.
you're like, oh, and they throw a
Right,
couple of
right.
great twists in there. That's really funny.
Yes. Yep.
Um, yeah, it was a blast, and I saw it with a really great audience too, which is part of the fun with that. I
Hmm.
remember I saw the last one in 2011 with a great audience, but I think everyone was like laughing and clapping, and like it
Hmm.
was it was a really good, good audience. They got it, they were there to
Yeah,
get
right,
it.
right, right. Yep.
The guy next to me was having a blast. He just showed up by himself with his popcorn and he sat down next to me and Sarah and he was just happy to be there, man. He was just
That's awesome.
yeah, he was all about it. And yeah, that was nice. Um well, all right. I guess that's it. Pretty
Yep.
good. Get this done before 8, before bedtime for Betty Bye.
Yeah, we're headed there. I'm staring
I'm
down the
head
barrel.
I'm headed to Betty Bye. I'm gonna play some what am I gonna play tonight before I go to bed? Oh, I don't know. I've been binging The Sopranos again, so I've been playing stuff on my Switch while watching The Sopranos.
Nice.
Do you know that's a good show?
I saw the first season.
Did you like it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
yeah, they just were expensive
Oh, right. It
to
was in
keep
that.
buying.
Yeah, it's back in the day.
Yeah, I didn't have HBO, so.
Yeah, it's Tony Soprano's not a good guy at all.
Mm,
Um,
mm-mm,
but you kind of love him.
mm-hmm.
So
Like
anyway,
Swearingen on Deadwood,
oh yeah, Deadwood's good.
very good. But I love Swearingen, even though he was such a dick.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I'll play something on my Switch. I don't know what I'll play. All right. Well, Mitch, any closing words for these good people?
Uh, no, I don't know. Don't go back to the gym. Don't start eating right.
Any
You
any
will
closing
feel
any
worse.
any closing words? Yo, fuck y'all.
Yeah.
Fuck you, clicking
I was gonna
15.
say, dear mama.
Yeah,
Is that good? How's that?
two more. Yeah, more Tupac. uh, um, thanks, Mitch, for being here, as always.
Yeah, buddy.
Excited to talk 2001's Max Payne with you in
Yes.
next month sometime. And I'll report back on my Switch 2 business if that actually happened. I was able to get one, and I guess that's it. Keep playing, keep playing them videos. Keep. How do we? I forgot how to do this. Keep playing. No, more. Pause. Keep playing those video games.